morning, family and friends. It seems I've probably scared away or bored out of their minds the two people that were not related to me or I did not know personally. But drama brings them back. So, drama. Yesterday, I actually kind of had a plan. I was going to talk to my kids, and I was going to sit down and talk about depression a little bit. Instead, I left my house. I had to leave my house. Where I live, there's no property manager on site. And I don't live in the best part of town. Not even the second or third or fourth. I'm definitely on the other side of the tracks. In a place that even the police don't come to. I know, because I've called them and waited 6 days for a response. 6 days. That's another story. Anyway, yesterday was going to be about depression. And instead I left my house because there was a man, possibly the same man that started a fire up against my neighbor's cabin a month and a half ago. And because I happened to be awake early like this, don't know why awake, but awake, same as today, same as yesterday. Well, yesterday timing doesn't matter. Well, I guess it does. It really does, because if I hadn't just been awake the first time, my neighbor would have lost his home, and his neighbor, who is in the attached cabin, would have died. There's no way that old man would have made it out of there. There's no way. I feel bad for the old man and his walker. But he needs to he brings in the element that does this. Or he's one of the main contributors. He's old. I'm guessing lonely. I don't know. I don't talk to him. I don't talk to my neighbors anymore. I learned my lesson about my neighbors, at least here where I live, where I can afford to live, because I cannot afford to live anywhere else. Before my children moved in, I seriously thought about buying a tent. It's going to be a three-room tent, enunciate your words. I had it planned. But my only plan was a tent, because I have nowhere else to go. Nowhere. Gotta tell you, that's a kick in the brain when you realize you have no options. None. That can lead to some pretty hefty depression. But I joked about it. I laughed about it. I laughed it off. Right? Me, my dog, my cats, and my tent. Depression is a bitch. Plain and simple. And it's not the same for everybody. And a lot more people are depressed now. 2020. A lot of people don't know that it's depression. They don't know what it is they're feeling. They have no idea. And the loneliness. The complete and total disconnect from everybody. It's heartbreaking, and I don't have the words or the spoons to get back into it. I used to help. Anytime anybody wanted to talk about how they felt, or I was there for them, because few people have been there for me. But I'm almost 50. And I'm really tired. I'm tired of helping. I'm tired of being kind. I'm tired of loving unconditionally. I'm tired. I guess if I could afford it, maybe I'd drink. Oh, I miss those days, gotta tell you. Don't miss the hangovers, though. So that's pretty good incentive to not drink now. I'm just not healthy enough for it, nor dedicated enough to not being here, I guess, is how I would say it. Could go back to drugs. I don't mean marijuana, I mean like drugs. Not the hefty drugs. Mostly because I could never afford it. Even when I was working. I have worked. I've worked my butt off. Pay the bills. Pay the mortgage. Make sure all the kids got shoes. And coats, and everybody needs a different lunch, except for, one of the bonus kids who takes a loaf of bread full of sandwiches for lunch. Been there, done that, done the things. And then my life was shattered. The thing that I tried so hard for. Just took one person's ego. And now I'm here. Yes, there's different choices. There's always different choices that a person can make. But it's also a choice on what you're giving your energy to. And when that time came, when my life changed this last time, the big one, when I moved in here, I had a choice on whether I wanted to continue the rat race and get nowhere, and maybe this time actually end up in a psych ward somewhere where it almost took me the time before or the time before that, expending the energy while still trying to keep my family going and keep my marriage together and keep my children. So, life shattered. I ended up here. And I made the choice to take the label and do the therapy, do the reflection, do all the things to find me. So now I have the label. I am that crazy lady. And I've got my paperwork. And depression is a big one out of those labels. It's not the only one. But I've been there. I've been on the meds, been through the therapy, seen the psychologists, seen the psychiatrists, done the whole thing. My last psychiatrist. It's funny because what do I call this? What would this be called? I don't know what it'd be called. Her name, her last name is Hope. And the last time I saw her, she took all my hope from me. She looked up from her paperwork and went, "I'm not here to talk to you. I'm here to give you your medication. That's it." And that was the last thing she said. Didn't care at all. Just check out her boxes so she could get her check. And get me out of her office. I had another funny one. I went to see him because of my husband. He had seen him before, and he was, you don't have to worry about him. I'll be right there, blah, blah, blah. Excuse me, sorry. And, he was a narcoleptic, and his name is Sad. Gotta find the humor, right? And the universe lined up the humor on that. That's just funny. He never fell asleep when I was there, but he was more often than not looking at the door to where my spouse was, which my spouse thought was very funny. I didn't find it funny. I'd laugh because, I had to drive home with that person and so on, but yeah. So also not helpful. Amusing, because, narcoleptic named Sad, and he's a shrink. Anyway. Depression. Lots of people are going through it, and there's lots of ways of coping. Your best way is to reach out, whether it's to, excuse me, I'm so sorry, friends or family, or your best bet is a doctor or a nurse's line. There are numbers which I will look up and put in the description below. Things are freaking scary out there. People are spinning out of control. And I get it, because I'm like, I'm there. Whew. I used to say Google was my friend. Google's your friend. Use it. It's not anymore. It's not my friend. It has not helped me recently to calm things by finding the answers. Too many people have input or can buy space or something. I can't find the answers to the things I'm looking for. And that is just creating more craziness. Crazy making. Ding, 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 ding. I've worked really hard to not dedicate my brain space to conspiracy theories of any kind. Climate change, not a theory. It's happening. So that, that I've stuck to. The rest of them, I put them out of my head. I had to. Sanity's sake. And most of them I could check info and go, oh, I know where you started. Not anymore. Google's not my friend anymore. And depression sucks. But there are numbers, and there are people, and there's meds that can help in the short term and the long term. And I do believe in them. They're very important. And I want to say, facial leakage going on, that I want to be back on them. But I don't. I really don't. I've been on so many and so many different combinations. Unless they've come out with something completely new. Everything from the rage to the night terrors, the numbness. Oh, fantasies of murder. That was a trippy one. Oh, watch side effects. Always talk to your healthcare provider. Always. But they are important. Your healthcare providers and the medication. Depression sucks. The world sucks. All you've got is you. And your healthcare provider. Jeez, hey? Don't expect answers. Like, full-out answers. Turns out nobody has them. Oh, I've run out of tissues. No, I have not. Yay. Excuse me. Oh. Had enough of this yet? Probably, which is why I lost 2 people. But fire drama brought 2 people back, so yay for drama. Everybody's looking for the happy people because it's a great distraction. I want to be one of those happy people. Woo! Right? Be exciting. I don't have enough experience to be a happy person. I'm too afraid. Too afraid for me. I'm too afraid for my family. I'm afraid for my neighbors. Like, right here and globally. I'm afraid. And there's nothing any of us can do. If there is a conspiracy theory going, if there's a conspiracy going, if there is, it's not a theory, it's happening. The governments are out to get us. We're hooped. Hooped, people. Hooped. Done. That's it. So if you're right, what's the point? What's the point? Has anybody got an answer? What are you going to do about it? If you're right, what happens? Governments of the world are after your ass. If you're right, what is there to do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Bake bread, ferment something. Distract. All the distractions. Hug your babies. Hug your grandbabies. If you pray, pray. Collective unconscious. So I actually do believe in praying because it's the intent. It's about the intent you're putting out there. So if you pray, pray. Please. Because there's nothing else to do.